Warning, this podcast contains 2 episodes. What's up, everyone, and welcome to the ASOTV podcast for Once Upon a Time. Season 5, Episode 8, Birth, and Episode 9, The Bear King. Wait, half your head disappeared. I'm your host, Dom. With me, my co-host, Nikki.
Hey.
And my co-host, Rachel.
Hello, again.
How's it going?
It's going.
So, what do you guys think of these episodes?
I was on emotional roller coaster. Then again, it could have been Goldman's I was on.
See, I guess I kind of enjoyed the second episode more, but the twist in the first was a good one.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say.
Oof. I don't even know where to start. There's been so much in these last 2 episodes. I hate double episodes. I love them, but I hate them. I hate them from a review standpoint because there's just so much and you don't know where to go, and it's so different because a lot of stuff, the unanswered questions that you have left over from the first episode kind of get answered in the second episode, and
you just have to think of it as one huge episode.
Yeah, so
there's still a lot to talk about, even if that were the case.
There is. So I guess let's start with Arthur, who
Arthur's a jerk.
He tethered Merlin to Excalibur, and we learned that Merlin was able to fight off the spell. Mm-hmm. Right? He was able to gain control of his own powers from the sword. He's able to fight off the dark. Yeah. So is Emma also able to do the same?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have enough willpower and motivation. You can fight off anything.
Her reason was love.
Mm-hmm. Her reason's more than just love. I mean, it's
her future.
Her family, her future. She's got a lot of reasons, unlike Gold, where his only reason was to find Neil.
It was that and power.
Yeah. Well, it became power, right, because
it wasn't power.
It corrupted him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we kind of learned, Rumple's tragic, not that we didn't already know it, but the tragic, of how everything got so twisted, and when he really just kind of explained it in that reasoning, it seemed really easy to get lost in all of that. So, yeah. But we also found out something interesting about Excalibur, that a wound from Excalibur does not heal.
No, that's not it. It was, it cuts immortal ties. And how old is Hook? He should have been dead hundreds of years ago. The reason why it unhealed is because he's supposed to be dead. Long, long, long ago.
See, I don't...
So the whole time on Pan's Island in Neverland actually got undone. That was the immortal tie that was keeping him alive at one point, so it just kind of Zoop.
Never happened.
I guess. I don't know, because I look at Neverland as not necessarily everybody in it is bound by magic, because if you look at it that way, then everybody that spent a month there should have a month taken off their life.
Not like that. Not like that. It was just preserving his life. It wasn't keeping. It was preserving his life force, not making his life longer. If that makes any sense.
But I thought it was said. I thought it was specifically said that a wound from Excalibur cannot be healed.
Cuts immortal ties and didn't say it could never be healed. It had to do with his preserved lifetime because of Neverland.
Well, I think Merlin alluded to it can't said. I don't think he necessarily said it can't be healed, but he was trying to hide the fact that there is something that can be done about it, but he didn't want Emma to use her dark power to do that.
Yeah. I don't know.
But
I could have sworn that it was mentioned at some point.
I don't know. Merlin talks in circles half the time, so half the time you don't know.
It's circles and riddles, and he's not exactly clear because he is a he tells prophecies.
He's a lawyer. You have to find the loopholes.
I guess is. Basically.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I can't find anything to back my statement on, but I could have sworn that not necessarily even this episode, but previously it was mentioned that a wound from Excalibur couldn't heal, and then it was reminded again in this episode. I don't know. I could be completely off, but that's just what I remember for whatever reason. But yeah, Hook is mortally wounded, and Emma decides to use magic to save his life, dark magic. So she decides to tether Hook to Excalibur without telling him.
Yeah. To save his life.
Well, he was passed out. He was totally blacked out. And she didn't
I know he did say beforehand, because she was talking to Merlin. Merlin's like, no, you don't want to do that in the diner. And he was like, no, just let me go. Just put the freaking sword back together so I can fucking see this shit before I die. And she's like, no.
Well, then when they were in the field too, he was just like, I overcome darkness once before. I don't think I could do it again. Yeah. He straight out told her. Yep. And yet she still did it.
Yep. So we have 2 dark ones running around.
But see, it's so funny. He didn't know he was a dark one. Yeah, that was kind of cool.
Not having the memories of being a dark one made him normal.
Kind of.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's still been something a little off about Hook. You know. He was siding with Zelina, and he was there were some minor things. I don't want to say it was anything major because it wasn't. It was very minor things.
I mean, I didn't really take siding with Zelina as, darkness. I just...
that was just opportunity.
Selfish and opportunity, and he wanted to save Emma, and, I mean, it was more of a love thing than darkness.
Well, Emma's been dropping little hints to him throughout the whole entire thing, so it's like she's just dropping little breadcrumbs for him to follow.
But, I mean, her trying to save Hook, is that the only thing that she's hiding? Was turning Hook into the Dark One? Or a Dark One?
I don't know. What happened to Merlin? We don't know.
Yeah, we don't.
We still don't know what exactly happened with Merlin. We just know Merlin can't help them right now. That's all we know about that.
That Hook went after him. Because we saw the voicemail.
The
voicemail. He's like, oh, the Dark One's coming. And we all thought it was Emma at the time. It's very possible that it's Hook that was going after him.
Yeah. It is.
I cried. I'm sorry. I cried a little bit when Hook was dying. I'm like, no, you can't do this.
See, now the thing that bothers me with this is, so Hook's got this wound that couldn't be healed. And he's going to die. So the only way to do it is Emma tethered him to the dark blade, whatever, to save him. Now her goal is to destroy all dark magic. To save. She wants to put the magic in Zelina.
And destroy
the dark magic. So she wants to
just cut Zelina down. She don't even care.
But
the darkness goes with her.
So if the darkness goes, that's going to leave Hook back to being mortally wounded. And you can't say it's not, because we saw exactly what happened with Rumple. As soon as the dark magic left him, he went back to being a cripple. The dark magic is what took that away from him. Like when he broke his leg and was injured in the field, he couldn't walk anymore. When he became the Dark One, he didn't need the cane. He was all over the place. Then when he was in Storybrooke, when magic didn't exist, he had the cane again. When magic came back to Storybrooke, he didn't need it quite as much. He still had it for more show than anything. But then especially now when it was transferred to Emma, he's complaining about his leg. So
I don't know. Maybe Emma found a way. That's why she's trying to get rid of the dark. Just maybe she found something.
I mean,
because she had the book there and she had all the crap there, so she's been researching stuff. Yeah. She's not stupid, and so. I don't know. If we have to watch another Hook death scene, I'm gonna just throw my.
You're gonna crawl into the fetal position.
If that happens, that's a doorway to the underworld, and they're gonna have to go delving into that.
They might. I might be.
I mean, we've already gotten a look, because we saw him. We saw the boatman.
The ferryman.
The ferryman. I mean, it's obvious they're leading into that somewhere. Maybe that's the next half of the season, is trying to get Hook back from Hades.
Very, very well could be.
But Hook was so pissed.
Yeah, there was even another hint to that in the second episode, but we'll get to that later. But Zelina, we saw the pregnancy advance rather quickly.
I'm sorry, that was funny. She's just like, "Oh, you really, you really like this story as much as Mommy."
Yeah, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be.
No.
It was
basically
really
she's ready to pop.
I just love the fact she's at the door. She's just freaking out. She's just having this, just like, oh my gosh. Over dramatized much?
I cannot stress how excited and hilarious it was to see Dr. Whale again.
Oh my god, that was the funniest thing ever.
I love all the quirks and the quips to freaking iZombie. There was there like 3 or 4 of them?
There were a couple, yeah.
It was crazy. I loved it.
The main one, because for those of you that don't know, David Anders, who plays Frankenstein or Dr. Whale here, plays Blaine on the TV show iZombie, which is on the CW, which ironically also the main girl in that show is also Tinkerbell from Once Upon a Time. So there's a lot of crossover. I was waiting for a Tinkerbell crack too, because that would have been the best.
Nail in the coffin there.
Yeah, but here he's a zombie, and zombies they dye their hair and stuff to like try to blend in with society. So when Regina made a comment on Dr. Whale's dye job, oh my god, I was laughing.
Emma goes and dyes her hair. No one makes a fuss, and I do it. Whoa! Yeah. And the one part I loved. He's like, last time I helped you threw me across the room, and then at the end he gets thrown across the room.
He said, last time I delivered a baby, you threw me across the room. Yeah.
And then at the end he gets thrown across the room.
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh god. The one thing he didn't want to have happen happened.
I'm so happy to get David Andrews. This is probably his only cameo for the entire season, because he's very busy with iZombie. And just knowing, like when I was like, oh yeah, David Andrews will be back on Once Upon a Time. This is perfect. This was the greatest scene because they probably filmed this in one day. It probably took him a day off his schedule to do it, and it was completely fine. So.
I do love the one-liners as they're going to the hospital. Zelina, when the Dark One offers you onion rings, don't eat them. And I was just like, oh, so it was the onion rings. I had a feeling it was something about the onion rings.
It could have been anything. The onion rings, I mean, they could have been it, but I mean, I thought they were more of a bargaining chip at that moment than, triggering the accelerated pregnancy.
I think it was the bargaining chip for her to get, because she knew she wanted the onion rings. What best way to sneak in some magical baby growing powers into someone?
Yeah. But in the meantime, Emma comes in. They think she's going to take the baby, but nope, she steals Zelina. Basically revealing that she wants to put all her dark magic from Excalibur into Zelina and then destroy Zelina to destroy the magic. Hook decides it's not the best of ideas, and when Emma's not around, frees her. And yeah.
Yeah.
That's when we get the big blowout. That's when Hook learns that he's a Dark One. All that crazy nonsense.
See, I don't know. I mean, I can tell, like, Hook, he's irritated. Like, you did this without my permission, or, you did this against my will. But I think he's playing with Zelina right now, to be honest.
I
think he's completely playing with her.
It's going to be interesting to see how Hook plays out being a Dark One now that he's aware of it. Like, that's something that's going to eat at him.
Exactly. And I don't think he's going to make the bad choices. Not, like, big ones.
I think they kind of led up to it, because, I mean, when he talked about the different rings he had, he's been to the dark side. Mm-hmm. Whether or not he could come back from it a second time is a whole nother story. But I love the fact, the ring he actually gave her was Liam's, his brother's. And that was just like, it's like, stop. I do not want to cry again. Stop it.
I think he has more control over it than he thinks he did.
Thinks.
Yeah.
I think he'll be mad at first. He'll be pissed off. And I think he won't know what side's up. He won't know what's going on. He'll just be like, what the hell? What? And of course he's going to go to Gold. And it's on the little teaser trailer afterwards. Mm-hmm. But, of course he's going to go to Gold. It's the first place he's probably going to go.
Yep.
Gold's like the longest living dark one. So, I mean,
and he's been looking to slay and been looking to slay him for a long time. Now he has the power to.
I don't think he will.
I don't think he will.
There's no reason to now.
Yeah, I don't know. In the meantime, David is confronting Arthur, demands to know why he tried to burn the red mushroom, demands to know who Nimue is, and then Arthur basically runs away, and that's when he meets up with Zelena. They disappear off, all this stuff, and they flee to Dunbrock. So
actually, he gets thrown against a tree by the.
He gets thrown into a tree. Gets thrown into jail. Long story short, him and Zelena end up fleeing to Dunbrock. But yeah, they go there.
Was that a flashback or was that present?
Arthur's still in the prison cell in Storybook.
Yeah,
is he?
Yeah. So that was a flashback when he.
The flashback was with Zelena and
Oh yeah.
Because Merida was ruling her kingdom. Merida, we know, is still running around in Storybrooke or in the forest.
Mm-hmm. So
it's double episodes like this are so confusing.
They mess with me because I'm thinking that him and Zelena went there because then he had mentioned at one point that Merida was his prisoner.
That was.
And I'm
I mean, that was all flashback.
But so they don't have their memories back. So okay. Yeah. All right, so the curse is still not broken, but No. So, anyway, second story. They're in, it's not unusual for Zelena and Arthur to pair up like this now because they are in Dunbrock, and we get this like little flashback thing from our flashback to learn about Merida's father. And how he approached the witch to get this crown that would force other men to fight their battles, even against, the odds of living, no matter what danger, all this stuff. I thought the crown was going to be more significant. I mean, I guess it really ended up helping Merida in the end.
Well, like, Merida's had this issue where she thinks that she's not strong enough to do what she needs to do.
It's not just her, though. It's all the clans, too.
Well, it wasn't a crown. It was a helm. It was a helm.
Yeah, it was a helm. But, I mean, like, she thought her father needed this to win that little battle, but he didn't use it.
She started doubting her father.
Yeah, well, she's been doubting herself and everything since we met her. So this was a really good turnaround for her. Mm-hmm. I think that's why I enjoyed it, not only because Mulan and Ruby were back.
Yeah, and I called that last week, did I not?
We've been calling that for a while, actually.
No, I mean the very specifics of Merida's being taught by Mulan.
Oh yeah, well, it actually does say that in the synopsis leading up to it.
Outright. No,
it did.
No, it didn't.
It did.
It most definitely didn't.
It did. It said that Mulan.
How much did we love the witch?
Merida.
How much did we love the witch and the wood carver?
I liked her square butt. Not.
I know. I thought she was. I mean, she really. She played.
No, she was well done. She was well done. Yeah, but I mean, actually, the whole like brave storyline and all the characters are really well done. I mean, because they're animated, as in a sense, yes, Disney animated them, but I mean animated as in their personalities are very animated, and they're all really good. Like the actors and actresses did so good.
At the actor who plays the Dingle guy with the hair.
The freaking hair, I know.
Yeah. Every time I see him, I'm like, because you know what he looks like in the animated cartoon, and you're like, that's it. That's him. That was like the funniest character. I was kept wanting the big guy to start talking, but he never did.
Yeah. I can't find the old synopsis, but it definitely did not say Mulan in the synopsis.
Well, we kind of figured it.
It would be under the synopsis.
But I love the flashback to, what happened to her father and stuff. It was amazing how they, did that. And it just showed his vigor. And I was like, kept on wondering, who are these invaders from the South? Yeah, now we know.
Yeah.
I kind of got that from the very, soon as they talked about the war and the time frame, I was like, that lines up with Arthur.
Mm-hmm.
He was know a douche back then.
I didn't know it was Arthur who did the killing, but I knew that
it was kind of crazy when they tied that down, and it's just like, oh, by the way, Arthur is the one that killed him.
I had to rewind that. I was like, is that really him? Yes, it was. I was like, I hate him even more now.
Arthur's such a dick.
He's a dick.
I love him.
He pulls the biggest dick moves on everyone. I mean, he's like screwed over every single character this season.
This season is definitely not what I expected when I heard that they were doing Sword in the Stone.
No, I didn't. It's completely.
But this deep in, 8 and 9, episode 8 and 9, I can say that I'm not disappointed in it. It was a little slow starting. It took a while to get where it needed to get, but the payoff so far has been great.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, they hooked you, no pun intended, right in at the beginning with the dagger being tied to Excalibur in the first episode. So I was like, that's kind of a big reveal that you probably didn't want to blow in the first episode, but now looking back on the way how everything is panned out, no pun intended.
I think it's a couple episodes from now we will be seeing Peter Pan as a guest star. It might be a flashback. I'm not sure.
Pretty sure it might be a flashback. I have a feeling.
It's called the episode itself is called The Souls of the Departed. There's also
the 100th episode.
Yeah, so we're gonna be seeing all these people coming back, including Cruella and Cora.
All the dead people.
Yeah.
100th episode is gonna have so many old people, and I can almost guarantee it'll be a surprise. Probably. I haven't heard anything official. I can almost guarantee Neil will be in it. When
they were in the witch's house and they saw the wolf, I'm like, why does that wolf look familiar to me? I couldn't. Yeah. It's like at first I couldn't put the two together until Mulan went there. And she goes, "You're not a wolf."
Knowing like, Ruby was going to be in this episode, it wasn't.
Yeah. Okay, it was for some reason it was slipping my mind. I don't know why.
No, it was great. It was great to see Ruby back, and I was like, wait, how is she here? Like I'm headcanon. Yeah, I'm like, I don't understand.
Covered that. I was so confused.
Yeah, and then when they did that flashback, and they're just like, oh, by the way, Tiny's magic bean field that wasn't really yielding anything, we got one bean out of it, and I was just like, I forgot Tiny was still there. So what does Tiny just like not show up anymore? He's just like lives in the field. Like I know he liked being away from things, but
I mean, do we have a story arc where he's significant? No, not really.
When has Granny been significant?
It's her diner. Everybody's hanging out in her diner. She's the one that serves everybody food.
Okay, so Tiny could be sitting down at a table in the diner one day.
But he has his own farm.
This is true.
He's been living on his own for who knows how long.
He doesn't need people. I just love that nobody's addressed the fact that Ruby was gone, until now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I like the way they did it. It made sense.
Oh, yeah. definitely made sense.
It made sense. And, you know, and the three of them together, I was just like, oh my gosh, they're going to have a slumber party. Mm-hmm. I just got that feel like they're really, you know, they're friends and they're all, you know, talking about relationships and stuff like that. And she goes, well, I'm not the best about relationships since I ate my first boyfriend. So that right there, I mean, really definitely tells you that, you know, she did kill Peter.
Yeah. And then, you know, we have the whole story with Mulan, and that was really good to see Mulan back and how she trained Merida. Lee's asking if because I guess the new flagship name for them is Mulan Rogue. Do you think that will be the LGBT relationship?
Like I already said, I saw more of a Merida Mulan than
Mulan Ruby. I'm shipping Mulan and Ruby because they're going off together to find her pack, and I think they're gonna create a bond,
friendship.
I don't know, because Aurora, I believe, is supposed to be coming back in a.
I don't know. I see Mulan and Merida more a friendship, more like sisters than.
Yeah, because Aurora is definitely occupied with Philip, and I don't see that changing.
And the baby.
Yeah,
I don't even know. We don't even know what's up with Philip. We know that Aurora and the baby are in Storybrooke. We have no idea where Philip is.
Oh, I bet you Philip's
nothing.
We just haven't.
Too. He's hanging out with Tiny. He's working the fields.
Sure. So. Let's place him there. Makes sense.
He's not a big part of it, which is, you know, so he's probably there. He's just in the background. Why go to Mommy and Me class when it's just Mommy and Me?
That's true. But the way Mulan was acting this episode, I was convinced that she took her heart out. She was just uncaring.
She probably wish she would have.
Gold and riches, and I'm still thinking maybe her heart might be out. Like, even though she learned a lesson in the end and like came around, I think that's still part of her act.
She was more of a bounty hunter. She was a mercenary.
A mercenary, yeah.
But she was just really snobby to Merida.
I think there must have been something said between the two of them for Mulan to just say F you and go off on her own.
Yeah.
It probably had to do with Merida deciding to go after Arthur, and Mulan's like, don't. And, you know. I don't know. I'm still kind of, the timeline's still confused, but I mean, like.
All I know is that Arthur now has a fiery red after his ass. He has Prince Charming and Snow White after his ass. He has all these people. This guy's gonna end up dead. And then once freaking Guinevere comes out from under that spell, she's gonna be after his ass. This guy's he's stuck in a hole somewhere.
Where's Lancelot? I know they rescued him from the dungeon.
Yeah, I don't know where he is. I don't know where he went.
Yeah,
they never said. Maybe they will say.
There's a lot going on in this episode, these 2 episodes, and it was just is a lot to keep up with. Like, I understand the premise, but it's just trying to fit everything into the timeline and where it all takes place, because we know that Ruby went back from the Storybrooke to the Enchanted Forest, so this is all taking place between the curse. Like, this is going on, like.
This is within the 6 weeks that they were gone.
Yeah, like, I mean, it was right after the announcement of Neil. She left, and she's been gone all that time.
This is during the 6 weeks that she's been gone. She's been gone all that time, but this also because when they were trying to track down Merida to get the bow, and when Arthur was like, oh, Merida, she was a prisoner in my dungeon. So, like, all this happened, like, after a lot of the other flashbacks when we saw her and Lancelot. What they said
was like 3 weeks. It was like halftime. It was like 3 weeks has passed since they got there, so it was the 3 weeks just before they came. So there's that. Yeah, it was like we're in midpoint of the 6 weeks.
Yep.
Of what happened. So yeah, we're gonna. Obviously, I have a feeling what's gonna happen since Zelena found the Dreamcatcher out back. that she's going to start handing out dream catchers to everyone. She's going to be like the Oprah.
Because we saw all those dream catchers and we didn't think much of it, but we saw them and they're everybody's memories.
At this point, I don't think Emma's going to care because Hook knows the truth. Zelena knows the truth. She's going to have to step up and just tell everybody the truth at this point.
I was going to say, I don't even necessarily know if this is a new curse, but we do because Dopey is still outside as a tree, so technically it is a new curse. I just thought maybe Emma just brought everybody back and then stole their memories, but now that I thought about Dopey, it was like, no, it was a curse. So, and that's probably tied to whatever happened to Merlin. And Lord, I'm thinking maybe Merlin's heart was the one that was sacrificed to cast the curse.
I don't think so. I think before Hook could get to him, Emma put him in a tree again or somewhere to keep him safe. Because she's still in her right mind, in a way.
Yeah.
I don't know. And I don't think he would have been... I don't know if he would be mad at Merlin. Maybe he's mad at Merlin for letting her do what he did. Letting her do what she did to him. We'll have to find out. We'll find out sooner or later.
Oh, we will.
Not next week, because we're not...
Is he a completely new Dark One? Or does he share... Does he... Yeah, I know. But he's made from the Excalibur part, not the dagger. So is he his own Dark One entity, and he doesn't share any of the other Dark Ones with her?
No. Well, because
their name is both tethered to the same sword.
Well, now
because it got forged.
Forged, but not before.
But because it wasn't forged before he was made the Dark One.
Yeah,
he just used Excalibur.
Right, and so I was telling you guys that I saw a preview with somebody's full name on Excalibur. And that's who it was. It was Killian Jones, and it was in a flashback. So I wasn't thinking that he was the Dark One. I was thinking that he was the one that pulled the sword from the stone, all that stuff. So this brings everything all crazy. But Emma's name was not on the sword in the picture that I saw. So
it's down. It's like Killian's here, then Emma's is like down here.
No, I know.
Further down at the end.
I know.
But then that
I'm
makes
saying
sense
the picture that I saw, Emma's name is not on that blade. So that this is an upcoming shot of an episode that has not aired yet. So something is going to happen. I think that Emma's going to be taken off this sword.
It might be a whole new Dark One, because when she binded him to the sword, the darkness came out of Merlin.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
out of Merlin and then out
into the Dark Vault. Yeah. And
then onto the broken piece of Excalibur.
I don't know. Like, I was thinking maybe he's being he would be easier to mold for Nimue to do her bidding. But if he's his own entity now because he was created through a different means,
so Merlin would be the first one, and then Killian will be the second.
Well, the thing is, Merlin wasn't exactly a Dark One. He was being commanded. He was tethered and being commanded, but he wasn't dark.
It was. It's like one of those gray areas. He was tethered to the sword.
Yeah.
So
unfortunately, there is no episode this week.
Oh, we have a week off.
We have a week off, and then coming back the following week, the episode is called
29th.
Broken Heart. The full synopsis is: there's nothing worse than a vengeful pirate with dark magic.
Really, that's it?
That's it.
That's all.
That's all, folks.
If you watched the promo afterwards, it gave it a little bit, but not a lot. He does go visit Gold. Not exactly. He throws a sword at Gold and is like, "Let's finish this," kind of thing. Nothing real like, "Oh my God!" Nothing to really tell you what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So,
what's it called? Broken Heart, you said?
Yeah.
Yep.
Fuck off, you stupid piece of poo.
That is a full synopsis. I found it from 3 different sites, so.
Maybe we should have
I know Nikki is not satisfied with that, but.
I'm not. I'm totally not.
She's not satisfied with it.
Are you fucking... Get out of here.
Okay. Well, I guess that's all, folks.
Oh, we talk about when Merida talked to her dad?
Oh, yeah. Dad? I said we were going to mention that, and then I forgot.
I like the fact that she's spilling the ale. He was like, don't do that.
They mentioned the underworld. Again.
Mm-hmm.
This is multiple times.
Yeah.
And spoilers, leave now or forever hold your peace. They've cast Hercules.
Megara.
I didn't read it, but I posted it.
That's all that was. That's all that was said.
Okay.
Nothing else was said in the article.
And like I said, there's a lot of people coming back. So
yeah, it was. They were cast to appear in. I think it's not until after the winter break, and it's not even that first episode. I think it's the episode after that. So.
Not until March.
Yeah. Looks like Hercules is kind of the theme, so they can't do Hercules without the underworld. They've been throwing the underworld in our faces since the beginning of this season. Yep. With the ferry ride and all that, so it's gonna happen, and we're gonna see a lot of faces from the past. Korra,
Peter
Pan. That's the one, Nikki, that I said you weren't gonna be thrilled with, but.
I mean,
you hated Pan.
I can't stand Pan.
Yeah.
But I mean, to know that they're addressing him as like a soul from the underworld, it makes sense to me.
Yeah.
And we know for a fact now that he's dead, if that's what they find him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know
how Pan never fails, so Pan will find a way out.
I mean, is it going to be a short clip because he is on another show?
he's a main character.
He's technically only contracted to Heroes for the first season.
If they're already done recording that, so.
Yeah, and they're definitely done.
But we don't know when they recorded this one, so that's
right. That's true.
If they go do it, it's going to be like another Dr.
But it could be a thing where they just like have Pan escape and then come back later somewhere down the road when they fit it in. It could just be something simple like that. But if they do continue on with Heroes Reborn Season 2 and Robbie K decides that he's going to be on there, that's a whole nother story. But they said that they want to kind of do a thing on Heroes where they want to just grab different characters all the time and have new ones and not necessarily, they'll bring some in to tie things together, but they want to kind of tell separate stories instead of following the same characters every season if it does go into Season 2. So Robbie K is not even confirmed to be continuing on with that show.
Oh, no.
So,
but then again, things have been known to change with things like that.
That's true.
Oh yeah. I mean, I see a lot of outcry. People are really attached to Robbie and Melina and stuff from the Heroes Reborn. Like that story. I just see a lot of fans being like, "Why did you switch on us? That's stupid."
Yep.
But so
I'm for it. So whatever.
All right. That about ends our show. Nikki, where can people find you?
They can find me on Twitter at LadyVenom24, LadyVenom24.
Excellent. Rachel, where can the people find you?
They can find me at Twitter at Savannah17 and on Twitch at Savannah.
Excellent. You can find me down below at Phenomenon, PHENOMEDOM. You can also find us all and more on Facebook, Gmail, G+, Twitter, MySpace, and right here on YouTube /ASOTV podcast for some more podcasts for some of your favorite TV shows. In 2 weeks, we'll see you guys later.
2 weeks?
2 weeks.
It's the Sunday after Thanksgiving.
Oh, thank goodness.